The memories that I have growing up, which are some of my fondest memories, are at my grandmother's house, at my Nana's house, where, and back then it was a little bit more stereotypical. The boys didn't cook and the girls did. Nowadays, everybody here cooks, but was in the kitchen with my sisters and with my cousins and all of us gathering and making food and learning these traditions that aren't written on paper but are important. They're what ties us from generation to generation, what helps us to live on. It is important for us to, take those recipes and really maintain the integrity of the flavor and find some alternatives that really weren't available to my grandmother and they weren't available to my mom and to my dad. So now, armed with new information, we can use these different ingredients and we can enhance the taste in a better, healthier way and still maintain the tradition. Things that we've cut out of our diet that were regular staples are a lot of fried foods. We've substituted those by enhancing the flavor of what's inside. We found a way where we can take the tortillas, add some moisture, we can soften them in the microwave instead of having to add the process of dipping them in that oil. So that's mainly been, I think, the biggest part of our strive for better living and for better health.
I help out my mom by cutting the lettuce and stuff. I usually make tea, and I can grill tortillas. I can heat them up on the stove.
I work full time, and so they have to either finish up a meal, or in some cases the ingredients are left out, or they have to make the meal for the family because my husband and I make it home after they actually arrive. So they're absolutely a part of the process, part of the creative process, as it were, because it's their, they have to cook it.
My family dinners vary. They're always here. So even though my dad works late sometimes, there's always something that we can make here that's healthy, that's quick too, that Alex can do. Well, even though they're not here, we're still doing it. Mickey gets involved, making the salsa, everything. It all kinds of just falls in place.
When you're cooking, for some reason, it doesn't really feel like work if you're enjoying it and you're making a fun time of it. You're creating something. At times, we will indulge in things just like everybody else. It's really about portion control, and it's about minimizing the amount of times that you choose to indulge in that. I switched so that my produce drawers and my fruit drawers were filled, and I started making meals in bulk and freezing them, that were healthy meals, so that when it was 6 o'clock and dinner hadn't been made yet, it wasn't that easy choice. I could pull something out that I had made. We would spend all day Sundays cooking for the week, and then just have everything labeled in the freezer so that even in my absence, the kids or my dad or my husband could pull that out.
So a way to describe my mom is very hardworking. She's, always had a job that is constantly moving, fast-paced. So I think I kind of get my work ethic from that. She's also very family-oriented, calling every night just to make sure, when she's here, she's here. She's not doing other things. Even going to the store, we're going with. So very family-oriented and very hardworking.
I try and think ahead of what my meals are going to be. And we're on a tight budget. So when I think about the meals that I'm going to make, I also think about what the secondary meal is going to be. My kids are involved in exercise in a lot of different ways. My youngest, Andrea, is a swimmer, but she loves taking walks as well. Desiree does just about everything. She's a great softball player. She loves that. She's also a competitive cheer with her high school. So she jogs, she swims. She's just about covered every sport that there is to do. My son Mickey as well was a year-round athlete, and he still is. He has now taken up running, competitive running.
Exercise fits into my daily schedule. Every day I'm doing something. A couple months back, there was a setback for me when I broke my ankle playing softball. So as soon as I got cleared, I was back to doing, P90X abs and core, pull-ups, push-ups, squats every day.
For me, exercise is a stress relief. And that's what I would do. I would come home from, 4 days out of town working 12, 13 hours a day, and my dad would say, let's take a walk. And taking that walk obviously is good for you, but it was also a release of stress. My son passed away, when he was 3. That certainly heightened my awareness to make sure that there was an environment of health, a great environment for my kids. And most recently, my dad passed away. And so, in keeping with the spirit of all of us staying together as a family, it's important that we preserve the most important step of that, or that we take proactive measures to make sure that we're healthy so that we can enjoy each other for as long, as we can.